All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about two kinds of AI that are totally reshaping our world. You've definitely heard of generative AI, right? The creator. But what about its partner in crime, agentic AI, the doer? And trust me, knowing the difference between them is going to be key to understanding where all of this tech is headed. I mean, really think about that for a second. We're getting really used to AI that can create stuff for us. It can write a draft of an email, it can whip up a cool image, it can summarize a 10-page report. But what if it could actually do things? What if it could hit send on that email, actually book the flight based on that report, and manage that whole process for you? That's the jump we're talking about, a huge leap from just creating to actually doing.
So yeah, this is all about moving past the chatbot we've all gotten to know. We're wading into the next phase, the next evolution of AI, where it stops being just a passive little helper and starts becoming an active player in getting things done. But before we get ahead of ourselves, to really get where we're going, we've got to start with what we already know. So let's talk about that creative side of AI, the one that has totally blown us all away recently.
And that brings us to our first headliner, generative AI. You can think of the AI world like a movie studio. Well, this is your star artist, your top screenwriter, and your genius composer all rolled into one. Its whole job is to make new stuff.
So how does it work? Well, at its core, generative AI gets trained on just unimaginable amounts of existing data. We're talking all the books, all the art, all the code on the internet, and then it uses all that knowledge to spit out something completely new, something original. It's like a master remix artist for, well, everything.
A really good way to think about this is as a powerful content engine. You feed it a prompt, that's the fuel, and this engine churns and processes it to produce something. You ask it for a poem about a robot falling in love, you get a poem. You ask it for a picture of a frog playing a banjo, you're going to get a picture of a frog playing a banjo.
And of course, you know the big players here. We've got ChatGPT for text, you've got DALL-E 2 and Midjourney for those mind-bending images, and of course Google's Gemini. All of these are perfect examples of these incredible content engines at work. But, and this is a big but, just generating content is only half the story.
So now, let's get to the next step in the evolution, agentic AI. And if generative AI is our creator, you can probably guess that agentic AI is the doer. This is where AI gets a to-do list and, more importantly, the power to actually start checking things off it. See, the key word here is action. An agentic AI can look at its environment, its digital environment, make a decision, and then take action all by itself. It's not just sitting there waiting for a prompt, it's actively trying to achieve a goal and figuring out the best way to get there on its own. A better way to think about it is as a goal-oriented actor. You don't just give it a single line to say. You give it a motivation, an objective. And its job is to figure out all the scenes, all the steps, all the actions it needs to take to get to that final outcome.
So here's how that might look in real life. Let's say you give it a complex goal like, find me the best flight deals to London for next weekend. First, the agent understands that. Then, it creates a plan. Okay, I'll check 3 different travel sites, I'll compare prices, I'll look for direct flights. Then, it actually executes those tasks. It goes to the websites, clicks around, fills out the forms. And here's the really important part, it adapts. If one website is down, it'll try another one. If the prices are all crazy high, it might come back and suggest different dates. It learns as it goes.
Okay, so we've got the creator and we've got the doer. Let's put them right next to each other so the difference becomes totally crystal clear. This chart just lays it all out. Generative AI, its whole function is to make new content. Its core strength is creativity. Your interaction, you give it a prompt. Now look at agentic AI. Its function is to achieve a goal. The output isn't a picture or some text, it's a finished task. Its core strength, autonomy, and action. And you don't just give it a prompt, you give it a mission. See the difference? I love this quote because it just nails it. Think about it. Generative AI is that brilliant partner you brainstorm with, the one who helps you come up with amazing ideas in first drafts. Agentic AI, that's your project manager who takes that plan and just makes it happen, coordinating everything to get it over the finish line. So the big question here isn't which one's better. That's the wrong way to look at it. The real question is, how do they work together? Because the future isn't about them competing, it's all about collaboration. Seriously, these things are built to be a team. One is fantastic at creating the raw materials, and the other is brilliant at using those materials to actually take action. When you put them together, well, that's when you unlock a level of productivity that's just kinda nuts. Let's imagine a real-world workflow, okay? Your goal, plan a team trip to Tokyo. Step 1, you turn to your generative AI, your creative partner. You have it draft a few possible itineraries, create a slick budget spreadsheet, and write some professional email templates. Okay, great. Now you take that whole package and you hand it over to your Agentic AI, the project manager. It takes that itinerary and goes to work, autonomously booking the flights, reserving the hotel rooms, putting the meetings on everyone's calendars, and using those email templates you made to send out all the confirmations. Creator and doer, working together perfectly.
And what this all means is that we're making a fundamental shift in how we work with computers. We are moving away from just asking for a piece of information and toward delegating an entire outcome. We're not just going to ask, hey, what's the weather? We're going to be able to say, hey, if it's going to rain tomorrow, reschedule my picnic and let everybody know.
And that, right there, leads us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. As AI gets better and better at not just creating, but at doing, at taking action in the world for us, what does that mean for our role? What becomes the most valuable thing for a human to do when we can hand off not just a single task, but an entire outcome? Now that is something to think about.